So I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this cute polar bear. So the materials you'll need: a needle, crochet hook, stitch marker. Though you can use white for your polar bear, but I'm going to use blue just so it'll show up better. And then a little bit of pink for the nose. And also some safety eyes. Alright, so to start, we're going to start with a magic ring or a magic circle. And then we're going to put 6 single crochet into that magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For round 2, we're going to increase in each stitch, which means we're going to put 2 single crochet into each stitch. I like to put a stitch marker in my first stitch of the round. So there I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. For round 3, we're going to do single crochet increase. So I'm going to do that first stitch, put my stitch marker in there, and then increase in the next one. Single crochet in the next, increase in the next one. For round 4, I'm going to do the first stitch and put my stitch marker. So for round 4, you're going to do 2 single crochet and then an increase. 1, 2, and then increase. For rounds 5 through 8, we're just going to single crochet around. So just 1 single crochet into each stitch for 4 rounds. Once you're done with round 8, it should look like this. Then we're going to add the eyes. So the eyes are going to be between rounds 5 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 right here. And they're going to be about 4 to 6 stitches apart. So about like that. Alright, it should look something like this once you get your eyes in. And then we're going to move to round 9. For round 9, it's going to be 2 single crochet and then a decrease. So I'm going to do 1, put my stitch marker, 2, and then a decrease. 1, 2, and then for the decrease, I just go through both loops, pull up a loop, both loops of the next one, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. For round 10, we're going to do single crochet and then a decrease. Alright, now you'll want to stuff your bear with the polyfill, and then for round 11, which is the last round, it's just going to be decrease and repeat around. Once you get that last decrease done, pull up a loop, and then you'll want to cut this, leaving a little bit of yarn so that you can sew the hole closed. Alright, so once you're ready to sew it closed, you'll just put your end through your needle, and you want to find the next stitch, go through the front loop only, go in one, out the second one, in the third one, out the fourth, in the fifth, and out the sixth, and then just gently pull that tight to close. And then just put it through, and you'll want to weave in your ends. I like to weave it through a couple times just so that I know it's not gonna fall apart. Alright, now we'll make the ears. We're gonna start with the magic ring. Alright, into the magic ring we're gonna do one single crochet, and then a half double crochet, and then we're going to put 2 double crochets. That's the second double crochet. Then we're going to do a half double, and then a single. Okay? And we're not going to slip stitch back to that first one. We're just going to leave it like that. And we can pull that ring to close. Then we're just going to chain 1 and fasten off, leaving a bit to sew on the ear. So for the muzzle, we're going to start by chaining 4. So we're going to make a slip knot, and then chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Then I like to put my stitch marker into that stitch. And then we're going to single crochet into that next stitch. And then in this last stitch, we'll do 1 single crochet on this side. Then what I like to do is do the second single crochet on this side of the stitch, so that's an increase. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then in the last stitch we do an increase, and that gives you 7 stitches around. For round 2, we're going to do a single crochet in the first stitch, put the stitch marker, increase in the second, and then we're going to do single, increase in the next, single, increase, and then in that last stitch we're going to do another increase. For round 3, it's just single crochet around, so just 1 single crochet into each stitch. Whenever you get to the end of the row, we're going to slip stitch back into that first stitch, chain 1, and then we're going to fasten off and leave a long enough tail so that you can sew it on. So we're going to sew the muzzle between the rounds of 7 and 9 of the head. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, here's 7, 8, and 9. So it's going to go around here like that. And what you'll do is sew it most of the way on, and then we'll stuff the nose before we finish sewing it all the way on. So I'm going to start, I'm going to start right here. Once the muzzle is most of the way on, just leave a little hole and we're going to stuff it through that. And then we'll finish sewing that on. And now we'll go ahead and sew the ears on. So the ears are going to be on rounds 3 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and about 3 stitches away from the eye. 1, 2, 3. So about right here. Just go through the middle. Come down here and I'll go through the next stitch on the head, and then I'll go through part of the ear, and then I'll go back in through that same hole. I'm going to come out the back just through a random stitch. Make sure that's secure, and then I like to take this other end that was from our magic ring, and I take it just straight down into the head. I take it out the same spot as the other end, and then I just tie those in a knot just to make sure it's extra secure. And then once that's tied, I'll just weave that in. So for the second ear, we're going to try to place it in the same spot. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and about 3 stitches away from the eye. So about right here. Go through the middle. And go through the next stitch. There we go. And then go through the side of the ear and back down into the same hole. Come out somewhere behind. We're going to do the same thing, just tie these together. Once you get all the ends woven in, it should look something like this. And all we have left to do is embroider the nose. So for the nose, I usually use pink. You could use a brown or a black if you want, or even with this one, it might be cute with white, but I think I'm just going to stick with my light pink color. So we want the nose to look like this. It's kind of like a V but kind of rounded at the top. So how we're going to do that is put your thread on your embroidery needle. I'm just going to come in from a random point and come out right through the tip, the middle of your muzzle. Okay? Then we're going to come up to the top of that stitch and come back out through that same spot. And that's going to make one line. Okay? Then we're going to do the same thing, except just go to the left a little bit, come back out the same spot, and we're going to do it to the right, and you're just going to keep doing that until you get that shape, that V shape that we want. Just keep going. Always come out of the same stitch at the bottom, but when you come out the top, put it through a different spot. We'll just do it a few more times. And kind of push on it, move them to the side, make sure they come out where you want. There we go. So once you're done, take your thread and put it back out the same spot where your starting yarn came from. Tie those two together, and then we'll just weave in that end. All right, we're all done with our little bear. He's so cute.